There are many, many different types of mandalas. Generally, they're round, but they can be square. They can be in all types of shapes. Mandala in Tibetan, the word is kilkor, and kilkor here means center and circumference. So it's basically describing a center point of something and then various attributes and characteristics radiating out from the center to an edge, which is the core. But it can also be imagined as infinitely going out. We want to look at just one mandala here, and it is a mandala of a wrathful deity, Yama Dharmaraja. Normally it's a protector deity, the exclusive protector deity for the practice of vajra, sometimes referred to as Yamantaka. But Yama Dharmaraja, there's many forms of Yama Dharmaraja where he can also be a meditational deity rather than just a wrathful protector. So Yama Dharmaraja normally in a figurative form has a buffalo head, one buffalo head, two arms, a kind of a body blue in color, kind of fat, a little bloated, and wrathful ornaments. But this mandala we're looking at doesn't show any of that. What it is it's referred to as a symbol mandala. It is showing you the symbols associated with Yama Dharmaraja, his consort, the 8 main retinue figures surrounding them, and then 4 door guardians. So it's really a 13 deity mandala. And why is it 13 and not 14? It's because the central figure and the consort are counted as 1. Now, what's also interesting is there's no central square shape in this mandala. What we have is a white circle with 4 objects standing on a lotus seat. And these objects are a staff, a lasso, not a noose. The shakpa in Tibetan is not a noose. It's a lasso. It's a rope that you throw to catch something and then draw it to you. Then we have a trident, and then we have a skullcup full of blood. So these are the attributes that are held by Yama Dharmaraja and his consort, Chamundi. Now, outside of the central circle, then we have 8 smaller circles, white circles, and each has an attribute meaning a handheld object. And we see a mirror, we see a 4-spoked throwing weapon, a chakra. Then we have a bag of disease at the 11 o'clock position. We have possibly a sword or a spear at the 12 o'clock position. And then we have other objects circling down clockwise on the right. Now, all of these white discs are seated on top of what looks like a grayish or bluish gray star. This actually is called a weapon wheel. It's a flat object which is a blade, basically, with 8 points. And this is what they are standing on. Then, outside of that, we have a red background. Then we have a thin layer of what appears to be skulls with 4, in the 4 cardinal directions, we have 4 T-shaped structures. Those T-shaped structures, those are the doors. They're representing the doors of the palace that Yama Dharmaraja and his consort reside in. And this palace is a little unusual because it's round. Most palaces inside of a mandala are square in shape, but in this case it's round. At other times it can be a semicircle. Sometimes for very wrathful deities it can be a triangle. It depends. It depends on the activity of the deity. Is a deity primarily a peaceful deity in terms of activities, increasing, powerful, or wrathful? Then the shape of the palace will change depending on the 4 types of activities. So the outside or next to the T-shaped structure in a circle, then we have garlands that are hanging down. These are meant to represent garlands on the outside of the walls, the top of the walls of the palace. And the only roof we have is a little bit of a roof above the T-shaped structure representing the door. Above that we have some lintels and a little bit of decoration, but otherwise we're not seeing a roof, because that would impede our ability to see what's inside the mandala. Now, outside of the T-shaped structures and the roof, and with the four lintels, each roof has these four lintels, then we have an ocean or a lake of blood, of all swirling, dark-colored, light-colored blood. Then, outside of that, we have actually we have 8 cartouches that go around, and these represent the 8 great cemeteries. And each cemetery is named, and we know what belongs in each cemetery in a very generic manner. Sometimes Vajra will be a little different from Chakrasamvara, which will be a little different from Vajrakila, that might be a little bit different from Kala Chakra. But generically, we know that there should be a tree, a worldly god, a naga, fires, a particular cloud. There's certain things that belong in a cemetery, as well as they should have some siddhas, or some accomplished wandering type yogis living in the cemetery. Outside of this cemetery, the circle of the cemeteries, then we have a ring of flames, and this represents pristine wisdom, pristine awareness, wisdom, the flames burning up all ignorance. So this is just quickly looking at some of the types of attributes you find and shapes you find in a mandala, and in the future we'll look at a few other types. So you can press the subscribe button, you can press the like button, you can press anything that's going to benefit our ratings, then that is great, and I thank you for it. Also, you can join HAR on Patreon and help us to keep doing the work we do.